people, you'll see the participant list growing if you have that open. We'll start in a second. Welcome everyone. We'll start in a few seconds. We're just letting more people join.
I see some familiar names. Welcome back.
Welcome back, yeah.
Okay, we will begin.
I think we can go ahead and start, Rashawn.
Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to our second of 4 sessions for careers in manufacturing and engineering employer session. Today we are really happy to have you here. In case you don't already know, October is actually manufacturing month. Hence, we would like to leverage the opportunity to share with you the types of manufacturing companies we have locally, as well as the career journeys of our presenters to help you understand more about manufacturing and engineering. My name is Rashawn, and I serve as a liaison between community colleges and employers in our region with focus on advanced manufacturing. Like some of our presenters, I used to be an engineer, but decided 2 years ago to step into the world of education. And the reason is really to spread the joy of being a part of the manufacturing and engineering workforce. Before I let my awesome partner and colleague, Monica Rosas, give us some quick housekeeping announcement and introduce our employers, I just want to say that we have raffle prizes sponsored by Autodesk for both educators and students. To qualify though, you will have to 1, attend at least 2 of our 4 sessions. We are keeping notes. And 2, stay for at least 25 minutes. And that's equivalent to 1 employer session. Okay, I'm not gonna delay. I'm gonna introduce SeaSpine and then I'll let them take the stage. So today, one of our employer is SeaSpine. SeaSpine is a company located in Carlsbad. They design, develop, and deliver the most advanced spinal technologies for surgeons and their patients. Today, we are honored to have both Mitch, the regional business manager, and Jason, who works in product development with us today. Jason and Mitch, the stage is yours.
Wait, sorry. We forgot the little announcement.
Yes.
But that's okay. Sorry, guys. 1 minute. Welcome, everyone. My name is Monica Rosas. I'm the, work-based learning and PD coordinator at the San Diego and Imperial Community Colleges Regional Consortium. I work with Rashawn on all things manufacturing in the region. We're so happy to have everyone here. This is a little agenda of the day. Really what I wanted to say is in my housekeeping announcements, we encourage you as attendees to add your questions in the Q&A. So because you only see this on your screen, this is your control bar. The chat is good, but if you have any questions, we might not catch them because as you're typing, the chat keeps moving. So we encourage you again to use the Q&A function. And then if there's anyone that wants to ask the same question the same question that you asked, people can upvote the question so it's top priority. Okay, that's all I had to say. Mitch and Jason, welcome. The floor is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. First, I'd like to thank Monica and Rashawn for making this happen. These are great events that we do, and I look forward to making more happen. I wish there was dedicated support this strong when I was planning for college. But and to all the students, thank you for attending. SeaSpine is a tremendous supporter of students interested in manufacturing and engineering, designing. So thank you for being here. Because we are limited on time, I'm going to introduce you to our Regional Business Manager of Medical Education, Mitch.
Great, thank you, Jason. Yeah, so Mitch, again, thank you, Rashawn, Monica. Thank you, everyone who's on this call right now and taking time out of their day. I was lucky enough to help out last year with this function and present in-house here at SeaSpine, which maybe some of you are recognizing that I'm in our wet lab here, our laboratory where we conduct trainings with actual cadavers and we teach surgeons and sales reps about our procedures and our products. So this will probably be the quickest company overview I've given, but I'm going to share my screen here and just tell you a little bit about our company and what we do in our space. Definitely not on that slide yet. So SeaSpine, we at SeaSpine, we manufacture, engineer, package, and sell spinal instruments and implants. We work with spine surgeons, design and engineer. And I always like to show this slide here a little bit. I'll be able to call out some buzzwords here, but we're dedicated to collaborating with surgeons. This is our mission. We develop cost-effective solutions to treat spinal disorders. And we do this by providing high quality, differentiated, and complementary technologies that leverage our core competencies in orthobiologics, interbody devices, and modular spinal implants. Those are a lot of big words right there that might not make too much sense, but we'll get into that. And you know, I always like harping on here with this talk on, I was in medical education and now I'm in field sales, but every day I'm working with someone from regulatory, legal, manufacturing, engineering, all these different teams really come together to create this bigger picture that is SeaSpine. And I'll walk you in here. And first thing I'll talk about is how you can see here at SeaSpine, we have this balanced portfolio. We not only manufacture and design and engineer orthobiologic products that we see here on the right, which is human tissue products, but we also, as you can see on the left, this picture is actually where I am right now. We work with hardware, screws and rods and different implants that spine surgeons use to correct any sort of issues with their patients. So I'm on the medical education team, so I've always got to throw in some education here. And so what is the spine? Since we are a pure play spine company, what is it? Well, the spine is structural support. Our spine is balancing our weight and distribution. It's connecting our upper body with our lower body. Our spine is protecting our spinal cord and our nerve roots. So the actual bone of our spinal column. And then flexibility and mobility. And I like showing these images on the right. They're very outdated, but it looks like they're kind of dancing with each other a little bit. So I like to throw that on there. But the spine is very important. And so you might be asking, when are we doing this procedure? When are we operating? Well, look here. Here's some terms we've probably heard about: bulging discs, herniated discs. And we can see what that means. Up at the top, we have a normal disc. And our spine is composed of the bone of our vertebral spinal column, with also these intervertebral discs that act as they connect, they support, they limit movement. But we can see all these different issues that will need spine surgery. And on the right over here, we can see all of these different approaches. And for each different approach in spine surgery, whether you're in the neck, your mid-thoracic, or your lower back, there's different approaches, and different approaches call for different instruments and implants and solutions. And so, we have different teams amongst our engineers. We have 5 to 6 different engineering teams focusing on different types of products. And it goes all the way into manufacturing, it's really cool to work in-house and see all these teams. So I wanted to show you right here. This last slide is more degenerative issues. Well, coming over here, now we have deformative issues. Here's an actual case example of a patient that we see here. This patient, we could see this scoliosis, this deformative curve. And this is, an older female, we hear 76 years old, but severely degenerated spine that has turned into a deformative spine. And we can look at the front view and we look at the side view, and we can see she's falling over forward in that side view. So how do we partner with the surgeon to help a patient like this? Well, look at this. And this is one of the more drastic examples. But here you can see up here, Mariner Open. This is one of our systems, our instruments, and it's our screws and rods. And you can see these different types of implants. One screw here with a rod. This is a different type of screw with an extended tab. And then a connector, we call these wedding bands. So you can link other rods onto the construct. And then down here, we see our OsteoStrand Plus, which is a biologic fiber that is that other side of our business we talked about. So at SeaSpine, we spoke of this procedural solution from the implants to the instruments to the biologics. And this is what the final picture looks like. And if this is of the more drastic end, this is a drastic deformity, but we fixed the spine by straightening the spine out. We realigned it. We fixated the spine with the screws in the proper orientation. We could see here the patient is now standing straight up again. And then once we have the spine fixated, we place our biologic solutions, because when you correct a spine, you need to fuse it to keep it in that same spot. And this is where our fibers come in, because in spine surgery, if you correct a spine and you stabilize it and the bone doesn't fuse across all the levels, the instrumentation will fail. Spine surgery is a race between instrumentation failing and the bone fusing. That was a lot. I don't know if I took one breath right there, but I did it. Jason, I'm going to kick it over to Jason now. And I've talked kind of marketing, sales, these different pieces. And Jason's going to give you a fun little tour of our machine shop. He's going to show you some machines. And then we also have a fun little video that kind of touches on the culture here, which is a big part of any organization. So Jason, I'm going to stop sharing and let you take over, and I'll shut my mouth. Thank you.
And for everyone, when Jason is sharing, make sure you click on speaker view so that it's enlarged on your screen.
Is that working? Okay.
Yes.
I'm taking a tour right now. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to do like a quick 2-minute tour. I'm going to try and do my best on this. Just to, wait, there's Miguel. We've got, here's what Sam was asking about. He obviously knows a lot about machinery. And this is everything that Mitch was talking about. This is where it all happens. Oh, our 3D machine. And we just, hopefully next year we'll be able to give a personal tour again once everything gets back on track. Yeah, let's go say hi to Frank real quick. Hey.
Hi.
Say hi to Frank.
It's only like 60 people saying hi.
And we have laser marker. We actually have the capability to do almost everything in-house. So that gives us the ability to service our physicians as opposed to other companies that use vendors. We actually, our corporate headquarters, we can actually do it in-house in 2 days because surgeons want it right away. So that's what we have to do. And that gives us the advantage of other companies. So that was it. It was really quick, but you know, we'll do it again next year. So
Hey, Jason, that's great. And I know you also have a video to share right here. Can you tell everyone a little bit really quickly about the video and what the project was and the idea behind it and what was the goal of a video or a project like this?
Yeah, our director of engineering just wanted to do 48 hours of just innovation. And we started off with a a silly thing. It's called a marshmallow thing. Maybe some of you students have done it before, but it's, you get 20 strands of spaghetti, 2 feet of straw or string, and a marshmallow, and who can make it the tallest. My team won, but I'm not bragging, but yeah, we started off with that, and then it went into just coming up with innovative ideas. And some of us got maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep in 48 hours. It was really intense. Some people slept in sleeping bags in SeaSpine. So it was a great experience, and we came up with a lot of great ideas.
Awesome.
So
yeah, I remember being in the office and seeing people, there were pillows and sleeping bags, and people were staying overnight, and just really, it looked like an amazing team event, inspiring innovation and teamwork, really. So I think we could play this video now, Monica.
Okay. Let me just click play. Can you hear the sound?
Great. I'll jump back in here now. I think that was awesome. That video had me going. I think it's good to see that, even after school is done, even in your professional career, you can still be playing some fun games and getting together and having a good time. And I think everyone can see the culture that we have here at SeaSpine. It's very lively. Everyone's engaged. Everyone wants to be here. And that shows, not only on a short video like this, but when surgeons come in and they see the engagement from everyone from sales training to med ed to regulatory to legal to manufacturing, the machine shop, we're all in it together. I'm going to now share my career journey for the last, we have about 5 to 10 minutes here. 1 second. Okay. Let me make this full screen. Okay. Monica, can you see that?
Yes.
I like, my career journey is not manufacturing. I'm more of a sales route, but what is great is my journey for these past 8 years since college. It really tells a story about what I think drives your career. And for me, it's passion, working hard and having passion and just contributing and trying to find where you think you'll fit in best and where you can add the most value is a process. But as long as you are constantly working and striving, it'll work itself out. And as you can see here, I got my bachelor's degree, Bachelor's of Science in kinesiology. I had an interest in physical therapy. I've always had an interest in biology, science, anatomy, the human body. And so that's what I studied. And then you can see once I graduated, entry-level tech sales and high school baseball coach. So kind of searching, figuring out what I want to do. I started to think I wanted to be in sales, veered off my path a little bit, but it's kind of what I'm trying to paint. The picture is there's no set path. As long as you have a good head on your shoulders and you're trying to move forward and better yourself every day, and you have that passion driving you, you will end up in a great position. I moved on from there. In 2013, I became a marketing manager in a residential real estate brokerage. So another path, not really sure yet, really what I was doing. But along the way, I was figuring out what I didn't want to do. And that was most certainly not it. Also because my boss was my brother, that's a whole nother story. But so I moved on from there. And this is when I really hit my stride and found my passion. And it's when I got introduced to medical device sales, specifically in the spinal device industry. And I got a position as an associate spine rep. I was up all night running trays, instruments around from Los Angeles County Hospital, all the way to the other side of town to Santa Monica, rush hour traffic, end of the night, all hours, just working hard and not really, not sure if I was even going to make it through that job. That was very difficult, but a little hard work, and I was rewarded quickly. In 2015, I became a spine specialist. So now I have my own territory as a rep in the field. Now Jason and I are internal. We work at our headquarters, but I used to be a field sales rep. I used to be out in the field working with surgeons, building relationships, and providing my surgeons with the instruments and implants they needed. And what that entailed was once a surgeon was buying from me, I would go into the operating room. And so I would get to go and stand right on the table just like this, but in an actual surgery. And I stand with the surgeon and I'm intraoperatively consulting. Spinal implants and instruments is technology that's constantly evolving. So we have specialists and consultants in the field that help surgeons understand what their options are. The surgeon knows how to operate. They know where everything is, but they don't know our entire portfolio, all of the different dimensions of screws and sizes of rods. So we're there in the operating room to help them out with that. And that's really when I hit my stride and I said, hey, this is amazing. I'm able to be in the OR. I'm working next to a surgeon who went to Stanford and then Harvard as their PhD and is a renowned spine surgeon. And I only did my 4 years of school. Actually, I did 5 years. Took it easy, right? Smart, great grades, took my time, did things right for me. But, the privilege was there. I'm working with these surgeons, and getting to that point took kind of feeling my way around, having a general idea knowing that I wanted to work hard, but where and how, I was not sure yet. So after I was a spine specialist for 3 years, I moved in-house. I came down from Los Angeles to San Diego, and I started working at our corporate headquarters in medical education or marketing as our senior sales trainer. I did our senior sales trainer for 2 years. I was in a position, and in that role, now I came to the other side of the table. I started teaching reps about our products so that they could go into the operating room and they could support surgery. And that was a great opportunity because now I'm learning a little bit different part of the industry. Now I'm internal, working with engineers, working with legal, working with the machine shop, and seeing everything that Jason's doing. Requests come in for custom instruments and implants. I go find Jason, and within 30 minutes, they're already starting to make something back there. So to come in-house, I started finding now a different path along this same journey. And where it ended up landing me is 2 months ago, I was promoted to regional business manager of Latin America. So now, whereas a couple years ago, I came in and I was a sales trainer, I saw the opportunity of this position about a year and a half ago, and I've been working towards it. I decided that's what I want to do. I want to be able to teach spine in a new language with different cultures in a different country, a different region of the world. Looking at 2012, entry-level tech sales, high school baseball coach, and now I'm responsible for one of the largest territories in our company and making sure that our distributors in our different countries in Brazil, in Argentina, in Chile, Ecuador, Colombia, Panama, that they are succeeding and their business is growing. So really, I can say that passion drove my career. I didn't always have the experience. And even with this last promotion, I've been in the industry for 5 years, but what everyone's been able to see is my true passion for this. And so no matter what path you take, whether it feels right, wrong, as long as you have passion, it will guide you through it. Hard work and passion. That's it. Write that down. I think that's all I have to say there. But I'll stop us there. I think a few minutes early, we can go into Q&A. But that's me and my career journey. And again, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you both. Congratulations, Mitch, again.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. So because of your great presentation, we have so many questions. I'm going to go according to the number of likes for the question, followed by when they come in. So one of the most popular questions for both of you is, do you offer internships for college students? And could you comment on the wage average for the various career options, please?
Yeah, so first question was internships, and we do. We have a great internship program. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic this year, we weren't able to do it, as most of us have moved out of the office, and really an internship for us is best hands-on, really getting into it. So we do have internship program. All things go according to plan. We'll have it again next year. And we have an intern for each program. We have an intern, a marketing intern, a medical education intern. We have machine shop interns, engineering interns. So we have a great internship program. So yes. And then the second question was that on the different wages? Is that what I heard?
On the various career options, yeah.
The various career options. I don't know how specifically I could speak to the wages, but it's in this corporate realm and anywhere really, it's your hard work will get your wages increased. And in medical devices in general, it is known as a lucrative career. And if you prove yourself and work hard and succeed, the money is most certainly there. Jason, if you want to add anything.
Yes. As far as the wages go, we're on the higher tier as far as internship goes. But what's more important than that, because that's temporary, is that we have hired so many of our interns just a year later. So that's what's important, and we get all this talent from what we've trained, all these interns, and then we bring them back and hire them permanently. So that's a big thing.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Next question, also about internship, but specifically, do you offer internship for high school students?
I do not believe we do. Jason, can you speak to that? I think we look for our interns to be kind of in the halfway mark of college or beginning to halfway. Jason, can you confirm that?
All of my interns were juniors, seniors in college. So
yeah, I don't think for high school, not yet. But it's never too soon to reach out and inquire, ask about the program, show some interest, because if there's anything I've learned in my career path, it's not always the right timing. And timing is really everything, but it's never a wrong time to stay in front of someone, send an email, check in, and show your interest, because we remember those emails and we remember those names. So when it does come time to try and interview and land one of these internships, if you've been reaching out for a year or 2 years, you're to the front of the line. You've already showed a lot of initiative.
Okay, thank you. And we only have time for one last question. So I'm just gonna pick the most recent one. What kind of software do the engineers work with?
you don't want to take that one, do you, Mitch?
No.
We have a little bit. We use a little bit of SolidWorks, mostly in Irvine facility. But we do have a little bit here. We have Creo, and for CNC machines, we use Mastercam and Esprit. So That's it. I also have I forgot what it is, but yeah. Well, I have a lot of software on my computer because I only have 3 more classes in college. But
Awesome. Great.
Thank you so much. So we will have to move on to the next employer, but thank you so much, you two, for your time and attention and your efforts in helping us make this a great event. We will
Thank
see
you.
you soon.
Of
You can
course.
stay
Thank you so
though
much.
if you want to
Of
stay and hear
You will
Sam's
have to
presentation.
Of course. I actually have to hop off and run into a meeting, but thank you so much, everyone. And good
Thank
luck.
you, Mitch.
Crush it. Thank you, everyone. And hopefully see you soon.
Thank you
Okay,
so
thank
much.
you.
hey,
And for the attendee, oh, go ahead. Do you want to say something, Jason?
no, just hey, students, keep going strong.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys. For any other questions that we couldn't answer from Mitch and Jason, we'll reach back with them and then get those answers and send it in the recap email. So we'll do everything via email. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so it is our pleasure now to introduce Sam Underwood from Jabil. Jabil, they have plenty of locations, and I'll let him talk about it nationwide and worldwide, actually. He's been with the company for about 16 years, but we'll let him present. He won't be able to show his face, though, because he doesn't have a camera in that computer, but he has a really cool presentation. So, Sam, are you there? And are you ready?
Yeah, I'm here and I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead and share your screen and your presentation. The floor is all
Okay.
yours.
Okay, so can you see the presentation?
Yes.
All right, great. Hello, everybody. First, I'd like to thank Jason and Mitch for a very nice presentation. My name is Sam Underwood. As Monica indicated, I've been with Jabil for a little over 16 years, and I'll talk to you a little bit about Jabil and then some other stuff. So first off, Jabil is a contract manufacturer. We specialize in electronics, plastics, and medical manufacturing. Today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of Jabil, show you some of the brands that we work with on the packaging side, and also a couple of the automation cells used to manufacture them. Then we're going to review our site here in San Diego, down in Chula Vista, and followed by a little bit about myself and my career. Then we'll go into a few of the types of jobs that manufacturing offers, and this is kind of specific to here. Obviously, there's many different types of manufacturing jobs out there, and then we'll end with a few short videos of some equipment that's in our facility. So to go on, Jabil is a pretty large company. We were founded in 1966. We're now over $27 billion a year in revenue, which puts us about 159 on the Fortune 500 list of companies. We have over 240,000 people across 100 plus locations in 30 countries. So we're a pretty good sized manufacturing, and it's a pretty exciting company. Very nice culture, integrity, ethics, and believing in doing things the right way. So for Jabil, we lead with engineering, and we try and partner across the entire value chain. We spend a lot of time innovating. Basically, from a company standpoint, we know that to build a future that we can only imagine, we need new solutions that don't exist yet. So our engineers are accelerating innovation around future enabling technologies to learn faster, anticipate opportunities earlier, and improve the quality for our customers across industries. Um, we have some of the best design engineering minds in the business. We work with startup companies and established companies to improve complex mechanical product designs and even product design so that it's ready for large volume manufacturing. Uh, we have our design teams will often come across the business divisions, whether it's electronics and plastics and mixing the two, and across time zones to solve difficult design challenges. In many cases, we'll build prototypes and design prototypes, and build working models. And then kind of as a core, I mean, what Jabil does is we're makers. We manufacture and build things. We not only make things, we make them better, from advanced assembly processes that precisely place components smaller than a grain of sand onto printed circuit boards to 3D printing of replacement parts for 3D printers. Our makers have diverse roles that include material science, mechanical engineering, assembly and test, quality experts, and manufacturing management. And we work with some of the most advanced automation technology on the planet to improve quality, efficiency, and speed. Ultimately, our makers devise processes and teams that drive quality, efficiency, and speed at scale. And that's an important aspect, because a lot of companies can make one or two or five and 10. We make millions and millions of products, and can really have the ability to scale pretty rapidly. Jabil has made significant research and development investments to develop specific expertise in each of these processes. This allows our subject matter experts to apply them into customer solutions, which provide us a strategic advantage, such as 3D printing. And we have a very large 3D printing operation up in San Jose, along with a technology center that does a lot of work on audio and acoustics, automation, cloud and 5G implementation, factory of the future, material science, printed electronics, precision mechanics, tooling and injection molding, imaging and optics, miniaturization. We've invested a tremendous amount of money to do R&D and become experts in those areas that we can apply to our customers' challenges. So basically, we look at bringing value to customers by leveraging a diverse portfolio of experience across multiple end markets, such as 5G wireless, cloud computing, digital retail, printing, energy and industrial, network and storage, and we're very heavily in mobility, automotive and transport. We have a large healthcare division, packaging, which is what I'm actually part of, and connected devices. So just to give you some, this is some of our customers on the packaging side. So this is a selection from the thousands of products that we make. So you see here, Kimberly-Clark. We make the fitment for the Huggies container here. We make this Huggies box. Some of you may recognize this. This is done with end mold labeling. For the Tide Pods, we make the top cap section. We do the Q-Tips travel pack. We make the spout assemblies for Tide and Downy. We make the caps for Purex crystals, Venus razors, feminine care products, Brita water filters, Keurig K-cups, oil of Olay, caps for all your Simply Orange containers, Peak Tea. We actually redesigned the cap, and we make millions of those for all the product that gets delivered out across the USA. Scott's, again, more feminine products, and even some of the automatic soap and paper towel dispensers that you'll find in restrooms and so on. So it's a huge mix of the type of products that we make. Another product that you might recognize, this is actually the, I'm sure you've probably seen these on your stores, the Philadelphia cream cheese. So we manufacture the containers for those, the lids and the tub. This is basically a layout. It's an injection molding machine. We have automation that takes the label puts it inside the mold so the plastic is molded with the label. That way it's all done in one process, brings it out and packages it and ships it for filling. So we do a flat or full wrap IML. We extract the part. We perform vision inspection to make sure the product is correct, the label is correct, there's no contaminants, and we stack it and then ship it to craft. And we make, God, I think we make over 1 million a day of these things. So when we talk about scale, I mean, we can produce a lot. Here's another one that you may recognize. This is a secret deodorant dispenser. It's a 6-piece assembly, and we assemble it through a continuous motion automation system. And basically what continuous motion means is the product never stops as it moves through. So for this, every minute, we produce 320 parts per minute coming off this machine. And the operations that we do here is we apply the label. We have multiple turrets on the machine as the product goes around to perform various assembly operations. We have servo elevator positioning, vision inspection with color capability, and we have the ability to switch between different products so that we might use 4 of the components, we might use 5 components, and changing colors and so on. Now we'll talk about San Diego. So this is our facility here in San Diego, and just some of our history. So the building that we're in, we used to be Nipro, and we were basically one of the largest injection molding companies in the U.S. with sites around the world. Nipro acquired the facility in 1988, and then Jabil acquired Nipro in 2013. We have just under 80,000 square foot of area in our building, and the number of employees varies depending on our business level. Sometimes we've been as low as 85 and then up to 180, probably average around 130 to 150. Manufacturing capabilities, we have 33 injection molding machines ranging from 7 to 600 ton, 18 assembly work centers. We do both plastics and mechanical assembly. We have a Class 8 clean room for medical molding, and we're certified for ISO 9001 2015 and ISO 13485 2016. Some of our products. So this is a medical product that we make components for. This is actually a nutritional delivery device. So you'll find people who they can't eat. They actually were using this for COVID because people were having problems with their lungs, their mouth. And so this is an alternate method to get food into their stomach so that we can, so that they can maintain nutrition while they're sick. So we make components for that. This is a what we call a 2-shot mold. So it actually shoots 2 different plastics into a mold and produces this cap with 2 different plastics at virtually the same time. Some of the other products that we make are cartridges for applications of sealants, adhesives, and lubricants. We make the packaging and dispensing systems for this for aerospace, automotive, and electrical market. So some of these products are filled with epoxies that are used in cell phone manufacturing. Some of these are used as sealants for fuel tanks on airplanes. And what it ends up being is you have a multi-component mix where you mix 2 or 3 different components together to get the best adhesion and sealing for the application. So we produce the packaging, and then it goes out to our customers who fill it with the various sealants or lubricants or whatever they need to put in there for the application. We actually back, I think it was in 2007, 2008, we had some of these packages traveled on the space shuttle and were used as part of the repair for the Hubble telescope while it was out in space. There was a newspaper article that they had written about it. So, and we also do mixing and dispensing devices, which I haven't really shown any here. The mixing, yes, but not the dispensing. But we produce machines that will actually assemble these and mix the different components together. So for us, we have a total of 26,800 square feet of injection molding space. We have a range of machines as indicated, 7-ton, which this top machine up here is a 7-ton machine, up to 600 tons. And we have a total of 33 machines in the building. On the left is a photo of what our clean room looks like.
And because you make medical products, that's why you have a clean room?
Yes, that's correct. So we have advanced injection molding capabilities here, high speed, high cavitation molding, in mold labeling, which we talked about a little bit for the craft products, medical molding. We do press site assembly where we'll mold the plastic parts and use robotics to move them directly onto an assembly machine and assemble them with other components. And we also do lens and optical molding. Some assembly operation overview. We do have some of our assembly process equipment, assembly machines in the clean room. One of the things that's important is when the adhesives are being used in the aerospace industry, they also need to be very clean because they want, the companies that put together airplanes want to ensure that the best product goes in there. So we have to produce clean product even for our packaging, industrial packaging. This is plastics assembly, another area of plastics assembly that we have, and this is our mechanical assembly area. These are some photos of some of the assembly machines that we have. This is automatic cartridge assembly. We have 2 machines. We have a inline assembly machine that has vision inspection with both line scan camera and area vision. And we also have a piece of equipment that produces barrier cartridges. This allows 2 separate components to be put in and then keep them separated until they're ready for use. And this machine produces one machine produces over 250 part numbers. And we also have some other semi-automatic equipment that we produce parts on. Some of our technical capabilities, tool room and automation. We do use robots on a lot of equipment. Virtually all of our molding machines have robots on them. For automation capabilities, we have in-house cell manufacturing. We do cell design. We work with collaborative robots, robotic part handling, automated assembly and testing, assembly at the press, and various other aspects. We also have a full quality and metrology department, smart scope optical comparators, programmable CMM capability, air gauging, automatic data collection. And this is a little about me. Basically, I've been in the industry, started out in plastics pretty quickly after high school. And pretty quickly after I started that, I started going to Grossmont and Mira Costa College, focusing on a little bit more technical classes, drafting and design and computer-aided design. Pretty much started at the bottom of the industry. Or as an operator set up, became a maintenance person and started learning more and more technical skills, a lot of self-education. In addition to the college, I was worked for McGaw Labs, now they're called Bebron, but ended my time there as a maintenance supervisor, and we had one of the highest tech molding facilities back in the late 80s, early 90s here on the West Coast. Also ICU Medical, and also had my own business for 5 years, IBC Plastic Services, where I was a consultant for various manufacturing companies. From there, I went to Molex and became a product engineer in the early 2000s. Ended up then pretty quickly became a manufacturing manager, and then actually we transferred some product lines down to Tijuana, Mexico, and became a plant manager down there for a time period while we started that up. Also then worked as a senior maintenance mechanic for Becton Dickinson, which is now part of Care Fusion. From there, I started here at Nipro back in 2004 as an automation engineer, senior automation engineer, basically refurbishing all of the equipment, bringing in new equipment. I would write the specs, work through the design reviews to ensure that they were designed in a method that allowed us to have reliable manufacturing capability. And then 3 years ago became the manufacturing engineering manager. And now I'm responsible for all of the injection mold tooling, maintenance and facilities department, and automation department. Some of the skills and responsibilities that I've had to work with throughout my career: equipment and facility maintenance leadership, automation and robotic equipment design and acquisition, integrating automation equipment and robotics for medical, electronics, and currently the packaging industry, and also injection mold tool and spares quoting, and then justifying those expenses to the customer. Skills, automation, being able to specify, purchase, and design and refurbish, come up with a plan on how we're going to make this machine operate better. Mechanical design using SolidWorks, robot programming, PLC and HMI programming, plastics processing, electrical installation and troubleshooting. Basically, when we bring machines in, I'm responsible to ensure that they get installed correctly. Hydraulics operation and troubleshooting, robotic end-of-arm tool design, and machining. I've actually machined a large portion of the end-of-arms that we have in-house. A couple of critical skills that I think are very important to consider for young people are developing the ability to identify where improvements can be made, and then having the technical ability to make them happen. That has really helped me when I had my own business. That was basically what kept me in business, is because I could go into a company and identify that this could be done better. I can save you X amount of money and it's going to cost this much to implement. It's very important for businesses to have a return on the investment. So it's important to understand how to justify that, and also work with the sense of urgency to complete your projects on time. Kind of having a little bit of a do whatever it takes to get the job done attitude.
Sam, I'm sorry to interrupt. We have only like 4 minutes. I know
Okay.
you wanted to show some videos, and we also wanted to
I'll
give
skip
some
the
time for
videos.
Q&A. Okay.
Yeah, can I just touch base on this real quick, because I think it's going
Totally.
to answer some of the questions. These are some of the jobs that you might see. This is a gentleman who was doing some R&D on a robot. He actually was a college student at San Diego State. He was here working with us part-time, worked a couple years, and his starting salary when he left here, when he graduated, was over 70 grand a year. So somebody was asking. You get into engineering type jobs, you have the capability to do this. For students now, I would say in 5 to 7 years, there's a good chance you're going to be in 6 figures. And especially the medical field pays better than we do in many instances also. So there's a very, very lucrative, as the gentleman from SeaSpine were saying. You will do well. Doing 3D designs, this is some safety. This is precision alignment on some assembly machines, some wiring upgrades that we did on machines, vision systems, end-of-arm tooling, robot programming, CNC machining. These are all things that we do here, and that when you're in the automation and maintenance teams, you end up learning how to do some of that. That's pretty much the end of my presentation. I will skip this videos as you indicated, and I guess
if you
go ahead.
could share some videos that we could send in our recap email, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so Rashawn is going to ask a couple of questions from the audience. Go ahead, Rashawn.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sam. It was very informative. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
There are a lot of questions about internships. Because during the last session, we've talked about it, and some of the questions are where to find internships. So I just want to give like an overarching answer. Internships can almost all the time be found online. We will make sure that we answer that question for both of them in the recap email. We really want to touch on some of the skills and competencies question this time. So the very first one is, what would you recommend from past experience is needed for a career in manufacturing and engineering, Sam?
I think a lot of it is passion, and don't be afraid to try things. Also have a good attitude. Things don't always go the way you want in engineering. They don't always work the way that you think. You do the best you can. You come up with as many possible ways that it's going to fail and try to identify everything, figure out what you're going to do in those situations, and then come up with the best solution. But sometimes you have to be, you have to expect that there's going to be challenges, and don't get discouraged.
Thank you so much. Those are really great soft skills, and also just internally, right, how we can move forward. So the second question is actually about mentorship. Would Jabil consider virtual mentorship with high school students? And Sam, if you cannot answer this question because of the role you're in, that's okay.
Jabil has a lot. I believe Jabil has a lot of internships through the various plants. Virtual internship, I don't think is going to work, because basically we need people to come out and actually see what's happening. So we need to have the people here. I don't see that the virtual internship is really going to be that effective for the business or for the student, as there's just not, you're not really getting the hands-on that you need to.
And would it be safe to say that applies for mentorship too?
Mentorship, I think that there probably is, that could be done. I'm not sure if anyone in Jabil is doing that, and that's would probably start out through our HR group in putting something together. I knew that, we mentor a lot, and I was reading an article today about Jabil facilities working with First Robotics, and many of those type of STEM education groups. It's something that Jabil is very interested in.
Yeah. Thank you. I also saw that too. Thank you, Sam. Next question, one of the popular one is just one last question. Okay. Then the rest we can answer in a recap email. Does the machinery cause the less need for employees? I think they asked this question because there's a lot of robots and automation. And how does human interaction come in with so many robots and machinery?
The automation, I believe, changes the dynamics or the skill set required. We have a lot of direct labor on equipment, and automation makes it easier. Basically, what we try to do is we use automation to eliminate motions that are difficult for people that might cause repetitive motion injuries. The challenge is with the wage scale in the US, if we don't automate, we're not competitive. It's just, we have to be able to use automation where it makes sense on the repetitive type of tasks that are kind of low wage. And then what we end up doing is we have more technicians at the medium and higher wage to maintain the automation.
I see. Okay, thank you, Sam, for your question. Monica, are we good on time?
It's 3 o'clock, and I know people need to log off to go into other meetings or even classes for students. But like Rushan said, any other questions that we have in the Q&A, Sam and Jason, we'll send them to you this week. Try to get the recap email with the recording of the session to everyone by early next week. But we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Sam and Jason and Mitch, for taking the time to create the presentation, to show us everything that you learned throughout the years. We are very, very thankful.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And to close, thank you so much for your time and attention and your questions. We really like those questions, and we look forward to seeing you same time next Wednesday at 2 p.m. We will have 2 local companies again. One makes medical device component. The other one makes consumer goods that you probably own. So these sessions will be recorded. If you have any questions that we were not able to capture, we will provide them in the recap email. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sam. Thank you, Jason.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye. Have a great day.